What's up, YouTube, and welcome back to Not Quite Mint. Today is our key show, and we're talking keys that come out on the 28th of October 2020. Shall we get into it, Rich?
Let's get into it. Yeah, what's up, guys? Welcome back. And yes, this is our key sort of preview show for the 28th of October for New Comic Book Day. Do make sure, if you're new to the channel, do make sure you're hitting that, obviously, subscribe button down below. Smash the thumbs up button as well. That's the best way that you can support our channel. If everybody did that, we would absolutely massively appreciate it. So do make sure we do that. Also, another little important thing, we do have videos every Tuesdays and Thursdays, and normally an unboxing or some kind of CGC content over the weekend as well. So do make sure that you press the little notification dingly bell. We are getting people are catching on to the dingly bell, aren't they, Tom? I'm excited about it.
Yeah, I think everyone's going for it now. Everyone wants to use the dingly bell.
Everybody's using the dingly bell. So yeah, do hit the little bell icon, because then you'll get a notification if we put up like a live notification. You'll get that through, and you won't miss anything that we're doing.
Yeah, and please feel free to follow us on all the social medias, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. We are very active, and you get to find out what's coming up on the channel, and also you get to find out what's going on notquitemint.com as well. So let's get into this nitty gritty, shall we, Rich? I think we've got a couple of notables for the 28th.
It's such a funny week. I think next week, isn't it? I'm a bit. It's a bit all over the place. There's a couple of really good ones. There's some of our regulars, and then it's a bit all over the place. So
we get the issue 2. Oh, sorry, issue 2 of Department of Truth. I'm quite excited about this one. I don't know about you, but I enjoyed issue 1. I didn't think I would, but I did really enjoy issue 1.
Yeah, it's one of those ones where I think like it sounded very much up my street. It's had like, I haven't heard anybody be particularly negative about it. I think most people have shared our view that the first couple of pages of reading it was a little bit like, hold on, what's happening here kind of thing. You know, like a little bit, the artwork is not atypical to a comic book, but it really suits the tone of the story and everything. So yeah issue 2, just it's definitely now on my pull list, so definitely pick it up.
Yeah, definitely. I would agree with 100% agree with what Rich just said, to be fair. I can't really add anything to that. So smash that one out. And then the next one is issue 3 of the 3 Jokers, and the penultimate, well, say the penultimate, the final issue to the 3 Jokers, I believe. I'm hoping for good things on this one, because I found issue 2 a little bit wanting. I felt like I wanted more from issue 2. What did you think, bud?
Yeah, it was a funny one. I mean, they're striking a very like familiar vibe with the whole. It feels very Killing Jokey, like with the way that they're laying out the panels, the whole way that issue 2 finishes. That's very reminiscent, clearly, of obviously of Killing Joke, and I mean, it feels right, but I don't know if enough's happened yet. I was a bit, as I say, disappointed by the second part. That I thought that there'd be more stuff explained. I think they've got a lot to do in this final issue.
I agree. I think there's so much to cover, and I just hope it's not going to leave me wanting like the last issue did, because I wanted it to be better, and I do want it to be better, and I'm hoping it will be better. I mean, you'd think Jeff Johns and Fabio Farbook would do a really good job on this one.
Yeah, I mean, it's beautiful. I mean, the artwork is absolutely faultless. I can't knock that. I think the writing's really good, but I just literally I just felt it a bit. I just thought it'd be a little bit more punchy. So just explaining your grimacing, you have got a rather injured foot, haven't you, mate?
I do. Yeah, sorry, everybody. Sorry for the facial expressions. It's not to do with the comic. I've got a severely sprained ankle and foot.
That's so good. It's like you there, like.
Yeah, it's because I've been told to keep it elevated and stuff. So I've got it on the chair, and I've put my leg underneath my other leg, and I've just banged it on the table, which is great. So, happy days. Feel a little bit woozy now.
many a footballing injury over the years with my feet and ankles. So yeah, I feel your pain, mate.
Horrible, mate.
But yeah, Three Jokers. I think there's a lot to do, and I'm not I think when we did the review, I think I haven't watched it back to be honest, but looking at the comments, I don't think we were as critical as people took our review, if that makes sense. Do you know what I mean? I didn't think it was crap. I was just I thought there'd be more from it, but like, you know, some people have agreed, and then other people were like, they really like the sort of vulnerability of like it's Jason Todd with the Red Hood stuff, and you know, they really like that seeing that side. And I don't know, I didn't not like it. I just thought that it didn't have very much to do with Three Jokers.
Yeah, I would agree with you on that one. But I think the one thing that did come out when we did our review is when Ben came on, he was like, you two need to kind of calm down. You've got 3 issues for it to kick off. And we were like, no, we want it to kick off in issue 2. So yeah. I agree with that. But equally, I know what my heart wanted, and it just didn't deliver. That's all.
Yeah, I think my opinion. Again, massively anticipated. We're both big Bat fans, aren't we? So it's sort of like, I think we were just so hyped to get it. We liked the first issue was really, really good, and then I wanted more of the same in the second one. And I think there was a bit more scene setting maybe going on to set us up for the third part. Theoretically, with everything they've got to cover, this third issue should be amazing.
Yeah, happy days. So go out and get it on the 28th of October 2020.
Indeed.
So next one, whilst we're on the subject of the Bat family, is the Dark Knight's Death Metal next one up, The New God. And I believe this is a backstory featuring the Darkest Night. And it's following on from Death Metal's Multiverse End, which was actually amazing. We reviewed, or we spoke about... No, we haven't, because we're not reviewing it. I caught myself there.
We've read it.
Death Metal issue 4, which definitely disappointed. Out of all of the Death Metals that have gone on so far, issue 4 has been by far the most disappointing. So hopefully this will pick up. So what did you think, Rich? Or are you excited about this one? Are you on the fence?
I think I'm on the fence, to be honest, because obviously my frustration was that we'd gone through the first 3 issues, and it was kind of like, you know, it was building up, and then all the tie-ins that we'd had up until that point were all pretty good, apart from the Legends one with the first appearance of the Robin King, where that was a bit of a mismatch. But yeah, but all of the tie-ins that we'd had, like I think it was Speed Metal, Trinity Crisis, was it Trinity Crisis, and Multiverse's End. Those 3 were really fantastic. So
was Trinity Crisis the one with Captain Carrot, or is that multiple? That was
Multiverse's End.
That was so good.
So really good, really relevant to obviously the main like story and stuff. And then we got to issue 4, and then it was literally in like that. Everything that the heroes had been building and working towards, and you really had this like sense of like, oh, this is good. You know, there's a good like, balance. It was all just destroyed way too easy. Superboy Prime was really cool. We liked that bit, didn't we?
Yeah, the bit with Superboy Prime and Wonder Woman was fantastic. I needed more of that, but then it just kind of was like, nah, afterwards.
Yeah, afterwards, and again, obviously, the Darkest Night. I mean, let's be honest. I really do think the Darkest Night's going to be a big deal. You know, I think everybody's been focusing on the Robin King, but just like we had Batman Who Laughs, who obviously the Darkest Night is a kind of evolution of the Batman Who Laughs, but you know, onto this like godlike level. Hence why obviously we've got this book here. It's like, you know, is he? Are we looking at a rival to Perpetua? And because that's kind of what he's trying to do, isn't he? He's trying to go against Perpetua. So I don't know whether we're going to see this whole thing where the heroes are going to maybe side with Perpetua to kind of and strike a kind of deal. Yeah, to take him down. Probably not in this issue, but I kind of feel that's the way that the whole thing's going.
Yeah. I think you're probably right, mate.
Yeah, I mean, we've got to obviously remember as well that we've got obviously, what is it? Winter's End or whatever it's called. And then
yes, that's after death metal, isn't it?
Yeah, so this will finish, and then the next.
It's whether they're going to filter into each other or whether they're two completely different stories.
Exactly. Well,
because DC have got a tendency to do that.
Just separate continuity altogether. Yeah. Because we got like his first appearances. I think the bad guy in that's called the Frost King or something like that. They're saying.
Are they just ripping off World of Warcraft?
There's something going on with it. But yeah, I think there's a lot going on, and then obviously in the new year we've got, I think, is it February sort of time, we've got Future State from DC as well. So
now that I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, because we've got a new Batman, haven't we, and all sorts of things like that. So it's going to be interesting to see how that comes about. New writers, lots of new creative teams, and now people are getting really excited about some of the Dream Team creative teams have got coming together on that as well. So
yeah, Dan Mora, mate.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, he's doing the covers for Batman Detective or something, is it?
Yeah, and Justice League, yeah.
And Justice League, so fantastic. Great, you know, some of these like artists who have been, you know, sort of got their sort of name out there through like Boom Studios and your independent titles, who are absolutely stunning artists, really like different kind of feel to their art. They're actually going to get their chance to sort of shine. It's going to be really cool.
Yeah, it's going to be good stuff. Anyway, we digress. So next one on our notable list that actually I didn't know about, but Rich mentioned it to me, is the Fantastic Four issue 3, I think, of Antithesis.
Yeah,
I think I've said that right. I don't know much about this one, but I think Rich does. So I'm going to hand over to the man himself so he can tell you a bit more about this one.
Yeah, so this one is popped up on my radar. It's I think it's in its own little sort of like continuity, effectively. But we have had a fairly major thing in this, in the sense that Galactus has been killed. Silver Surfer landed on Earth. Talking about this Antithesis character, who is like the polar opposite to Galactus, and obviously in issue 2 of this we had his first appearance. Lots of people overlooked it, which is fair enough, and it is I believe out of continuity, but it doesn't mean that this character may not have some relevance at some point in the future. With this particular issue, though, because it's only a 4-part sort of mini, is that Mr. Fantastic, obviously our Reed Richards, there is some indication that he's going to go through some kind of like a change, and there's some talk of him becoming some kind of a character called like Mr. Galactic or something.
Mr. like Galactic, nice.
Which is not very entertaining, in fairness, but like there's that potential on there. So it's and what they're sort of saying is that whilst we'll get like a full explanation of what Mr. Galactic is in for the final issue of this, in issue 4, where he'll obviously face off against Antithesis, this transformation potentially comes about, so we might be looking at a bit of a cameo and then a full first in issue 4. But it's just, you know, it's a cool little story in its own right. I've really been enjoying it. So
yeah, I mean, I read issue 1. I'll be honest, I've not read issue 2 yet, but it is on my iKindle to read. Yeah,
well, it's been quite a cool story because you've had obviously the new character coming in with Antithesis. You've had obviously Silver Surfer pop up. You've got all, you know, the usual sort of like sort of corny, because it's written by I think, is it Mark Wade, I think. So it's like sort of got this like real classic, and I think art by Neil Adams as well.
That's
so
it. Yeah, Neil Adams is the artist. I know that.
Classic, old school kind of Fantastic Four feel, which is really, really nice. And yeah, it's just a fun read, really. The other thing with this is, as I say, it's you've got Valeria and Franklin. They're like still like little children. They aren't like, you know, the sort of the characters that they are in the current continuity as well. So it's an interesting one. It really is. Annihilus shows up in it as well, so that's pretty cool. So yeah, I'm enjoying it.
There you go. Couldn't get a better recommendation than that, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Right, so top 5 that me and Rich think you should go out and pick up for New Comic Book Day on the 28th of October 2020. We're going to start with Strange Academy, issue 4. Now, both me and Rich are loving Strange Academy. So all I know about this one is they're going to do they're going to be playing a interdimensional game of tag. So possible first appearances, possible new areas, places we've never seen before. But yeah, this one should be quite good, shouldn't it, Rich?
Yeah, I mean, issue 3, it was a little bit of, some people have said it was a bit of a lull because they basically went out into New Orleans, sort of like, with the whole voodoo kind of thing going on and everything, and they were just enjoying themselves as kids do. And then not many people have spoken about it, but in the last sort of page, we saw the first time that we've seen these bad guys that look like trees, and I think they're called the Hollows. And we saw that, so it's the first time we've got this kind of external threat to the students of Strange Academy. So that was quite cool. So this one is just interesting because it's been suggested that there may be some kind of first appearances as they play this game, and as you say, going into different, maybe multiverses or different areas.
Yeah.
So yeah, and it's just such a fun book, isn't it? Scotty Young, Humberto Ramos art. I mean, you can't ask for more, can you?
No, you can't ask for more. And it like you said, it's stunningly drawn. It's a great story. I just think it's a really fun book to pick up at the moment. And I think, like we've spoken about on our review shows, is that because it's got no serious implications on the Marvel continuity at the moment, it's got no characters that are your popular characters or whatever it is. So it seems like Humberto Ramos and Scotty Young have got this free reign to explore new characters, new areas, new kind of dynamics, and I think that's really working for them. I honestly think this is one of the best Marvel titles on the shelf to pick up at the moment, in my opinion, because it just gets me reading it every month, to be honest.
Yeah, I do. As I say, it's probably my favourite new series of this year by an absolute mile.
Yeah, absolutely. So moving on, at number 4, we think you should possibly. Well, actually, we should have switched these two around. But at number 4, we put in X of Swordstasis, written by Jonathan Hickman, artwork by Lazar. The reason it's a key is because it's a first cover appearance of the Four Horsemen, the Sword Bearer. So basically, all of the 10 that are going to be fighting against the X-Men 10. But so far, not so good with the contents of these books, in my opinion. So I'm hoping this one is going to, because this is coming to the, they've all got their swords now. They're starting to. The X-Men have got their team. Obviously, the other world have got their team. So we'll see whether this is going to be the kicking off point where they're just going to fight now for the next 10 issues. But we'll see. I have to say, I'm not holding my breath about X of Swords. No offense, Jonathan Hickman. I think you're a great writer, but this is just not doing it for me.
Don't bother. Yeah, but it's one of those, isn't it? I think it's. Yeah, I mean, this one, as you say, it's a key because it's the first cover appearance of the Sword Bearers of Araco.
That's it. That's how you say it. Araco.
So obviously, this sort of other part of Krakoa that was, cast off through this portal and into this other world zone, and they've been having a fight and all the rest of it over there. All the the Four Horsemen, or the offspring of Apocalypse, and it's just. Yeah, I mean, obviously, watch our review show because we are breaking down all the individual issues running up to this. But this one, it does seem to be a bit of a pivot point because, as you were saying, mate, it's like they've all got their swords now. The thing is, we haven't actually seen. Have we actually seen We haven't seen the bad guys from Araco get their swords, have we? We've seen
only Solomon.
Yeah, so
we've only seen Solomon get his.
What? Solomon.
Sorry, not Solomon.
Yeah, it's like Solomon. This isn't the Bible.
Yeah,
but
Solomon
so we got Solomon, obviously, who's going to be the one who's being pitted against Wolverine. But yeah, it's a funny one, isn't it? So whether the next sort of 9-10 issues are going to be telling us how all of the bad guys have got their swords, I'm not too sure, but yeah, they've just got their swords. They were just waiting for a fight.
They've just been waving around like, "Come on, let's go!" They've got little sticks ready to go.
So yeah, so I mean, obviously, stasis is by the name of it is like, it sort of means that things are kind of as they're supposed to be, almost like in a balance. So we're in a state of stasis. So if that's what it's kind of pointing at, that it is this midpoint of the 22 book series of Ten of Swords. Who knows? I don't know. That we're at that midpoint where everything's all finally balanced. But like you say, we might be seeing over the next ones where they start fighting and then people are being eliminated because it's kind of a tournament type of setting.
A lot of deaths are coming.
I think I was saying what somebody commented a couple of weeks ago. Actually, I think when we did the first review show, and they commented. They said, "Isn't Hickman just like rehashing the whole concept of Mortal Kombat?"
Pretty much. And I mentioned that in one of our shows that comment came up because I agree. I think it literally is basically Mortal Kombat with swords.
Yeah. So anyway, but the key in this, because we're not doing a review, do go and watch the review show. This is because of the cover appearance, and obviously we don't know what's going to happen inside. But yeah, things going.
So moving on. So at number 3, we've put Spawn issue 311 for 2 reasons. I think you should go out and get this, guys. First reason is it's a key because it's a first new costume appearance. There's a new villain and there's a new hero, and then there's this character called Red Meat.
Yeah, first appearance of Red Meat.
Red Meat. And also, they've done this amazing Chadwick Boseman tribute cover, so it's worth going out to get just for that, in my opinion. I think I've got this one down to get. So, yeah, happy days.
Yeah, I don't know much about the story. I mean, we keep on mentioning these Spawn books in these videos, and I'm not reading it at the moment. It's something that I've read many, many years ago when it first came out, but I'm not reading it at the moment, so I don't really know what's going on. Obviously, we've had like medieval Spawn popping up, and we've had Gunslinger Spawn and all the rest of it. But yeah, this one's like you say again, new costumes, new enemies, new this, new that, and this new first appearance of Red Meat. But everybody's going to be talking about this one because it's a Todd McFarlane tribute to Chadwick Boseman cover, and it is outstanding. It's stunning, and there's a black and white version as well, which is also incredible. I think that's a 1:5 ratio. That one.
Yeah, I haven't actually been reading Spawn either. I'm 2 issues behind, but I find it a real slog to read Spawn, unfortunately. But then saying that, in all the X of Swords things, there's a dissertation in between pages, so that's a real slog to read as well. Yeah. Anyway, we're not here to talk about that. So in at number 2, we've put Detective Comics issue 129. Do you want to take this one, Rich?
Yeah, again, I don't know a great deal about this. We've been reading, obviously, Detective Comics on and off whilst we've been, obviously, going through the Joker War, and, they had that, anniversary edition that had loads of like irrelevant stories and stuff like that in it. But it was still, it's still really well written. It's obviously Peter Tomasi, I believe, who's writing it.
Yeah.
And yeah, this one is a key because it's apparently the first appearance of a villain called the Mirror. And there's been some contention in the sense that there's been a villain before called the Mirror who seems to have a similar motivation and stuff like that. So do hazard a little bit of caution with this one that it might just be like a rehash or something like that, and somebody's made a mistake somewhere. But yeah, apparently it's the first appearance of this serial killer type villain called the Mirror. So
yeah, people are online speculating it's the Underbroker as well because he looks a little bit like the Underbroker. So just be careful on this one, guys. As the first appearance goes.
Yeah, you've got the cover on there where it just says the chilling debut of the Mirror. So do you know what I mean? But people who are much more knowledgeable about the whole Bat universe and stuff have said that it might be a rehash of another villain, and there has been somebody else called the Mirror before. But there was somebody called. There was a previous on Marvel's side. There was a previous virus, wasn't there? So, who knows? Who knows?
That virus thing. Let's not even get into that. That's just going to annoy me to talk about.
Not this week.
Not this week. Anyway, guys, in at number 1, and me and Rich completely and utterly agree on this one, is you definitely need to go out and pick up TMNT, The Last Ronin. This is going to be an epic comic. It's the first time for a very long time that Kevin Eastman and Peter Laird have got together to write a book. So this is going to be good. 100% going to be good. And even Tom Waltz is involved in the writing of this, and he's been writing the most recent TMNT runs. It's going to be, I think it's a 5-part mini-series, but this first issue is an epic, big, kind of giant-sized one to get your teeth into. But we don't know who it is. We don't know who the Last Ronin is. So the speculation is, who is he? You know, which one of the turtles is he going in this dystopic future where he's like trying to get the vengeance for all his other brothers and sister? So it's kind of like, who is it? Which one is he?
Or could it be Jennica?
Or could it be Jennica? I mean, it would be pretty cool if it was Jennica, but she's got her own title. She doesn't need another one.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there was I think in Turtles that came out this week, just gone, there was, I think, a preview of this, where because this one, as you say, it's one of those issues that was originally, I think, thought up by Eastman and Laird many years ago, like when they first started the whole Turtles thing, like when the Mirage Studios ones came out, but they never actually got round to pulling it together till now. And when not that long ago, there was an Ashcan edition. This is one for you to watch out for. I don't think we got it in the UK, but there's an Ashcan of The Last Ronin that actually got released into shops. So I think the story is kind of out there, but nobody's actually spoilt it yet, which is weird. But actually, when that Ashcan went out, they weren't happy with the artwork. And one of the reasons why this book's been so long delayed, because it should have came out about 2 months ago, is because they were unhappy with the artwork, and all of the interior artwork's been redrawn.
Because it's Eastman again on the art, isn't it?
And I'm not sure exactly what has happened with the art, to be honest with you. They've got a bit confusing exactly who's done what, because it's such a big book. But yeah, I think Eastman's definitely done some covers for it, but I don't know about the interior artwork, because that was where the problem was. And I don't think if Eastman was doing the interior artwork that they would have changed it.
No, that's true.
You know, I mean,
you never know.
You know. But yeah, I don't think it was Eastman. But yeah, so things have been changed, and that's why it got delayed and all the rest of it. I think there were issues with like printing quality as well. So loads of problems, millions and millions of variants as well for this, guys. So
many good ones as well.
Yeah, there's some really good ones, but all sorts of stuff. Loads of exclusives, ratios, and everything. So keep your eye open for it. It's going to be a cool book, and hope will we find out in this first issue who the Last Ronin is. So.
Well, that's the thing. If you think like you're saying, there's an Ashcam out there, if they've already put it out there and they haven't revealed who the turtle is, that's probably why there's no spoilers yet.
Yeah, that's why
it might not be in issue 1.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm reading between the lines. So who knows? But yeah, maybe we won't find out till issue 5.
So before we cut the whole video off and say see you later to everyone, let's have a bit of a prediction, Rich. Who do you think the turtle is? In your opinion,
there was some speculation. I think that it was, Raphael, because of there's been one of the books, and I don't know which issue it was. I think it was like 97 or something like that. And there was a cover which people are saying that there's Raphael standing on his own and he's holding all the weapons of the other turtles. And people are saying that like there was some kind of element of like foreshadowing with that, and it was Raphael holding all the weapons. So. And that the value of that book has like gone through the roof about a month or 2 ago. So I'd maybe go with Spec and say potentially Raphael.
Nice. I'm going to say Michelangelo because he's the youngest and the most naive. I kind of want it to be him, just so you get that whole broken backstory kind of thing. I kind of like the idea of that. But yeah, so that brings us to the end of the key shows, guys. Thank you for sticking with us. We'll be back next week with our keys for the 4th of November 2020. Sorry. We'll be back on Thursday with some probably an unboxing video or a review of some sort. And at the weekend, we've got unboxing videos coming out. So stick around for all of those.
Yeah, so as I say, just as always, guys, do make sure that you're obviously subscribed, hit the dingy bell, smash that thumbs up, and again, comment down below. Let us know what you think is the key of the week. What's going to be your favourite key this week? So Thanks for watching.
Cheers.
Until next time, just take care.
Stay safe. Stay sexy. See ya.